I'm alone. No more dancing, no more chatting with princes or dukes or baronesses. Like they have anything important to say. Good evening, my lady. What a fine party. Have you seen my titles? Have you been to my chalet? Have you tried the herring? Oh, I've never been in this room before. Looks like the servants haven't either. Look at these paintings. It's the emperors. Oh, they all look so boring. Why, look. It's a cabinet of curiosities. I've heard of these. An encyclopedia of objects. How extraordinary.
I beg your pardon? I was trying to sleep. How'd you like it if I opened your cabinets and went rifling through them without asking, what's the empire coming to?
I'm sorry, I didn't think...
Well, that's obvious. And I was just getting to the good part of my dream, too. What are you doing in here? Get out of my room!
I didn't know this was your room.
Well, of course it is. I'm the king. This is my castle.
You are definitely not the king. My father is the king.
Poppycock.
I demand you show respect to your king, his royal and most serene highness, Charles VI.
I don't personally know this Charles you speak of, although he might possibly be a relation of mine.
I doubt it. My father is a man of distinction and class, a wise and benevolent ruler. You appear to be living in a piece of furniture.
This is my cabinet. I wear it like a snail's shell, so my collection is always near. As for your father, I know just the sort. Arrogant, thoughtless, chained by custom and the duties of his titles, witless, humorless, and ultimately boring.
How dare you! I will call the guards.
You can't do that. I'm the king.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No,
yes, I am! Ha ha! King Rudolph II!
But that's impossible. There was a King Rudolph II. There he is. You do resemble him. But he died more than 100 years ago.
They never checked the coffin. They all thought I died. But I've been here in this room this whole time.
Whatever for?
Oh, to be alone with my collection. See, here's the thing. I never wanted to be king. So, when I saw my death could free me from this burden, I jumped at the opportunity to give up the monarchy and all those stuffy rules I felt absurd in. When I'm alone with my fancies, I feel that I can understand all the world, its animals and plant sees. There are so many marvels in the land. I pride myself on this encyclopedia, where scientists and artists can retreat to gaze at paintings, objects, and mixed media. A wonder cabinet microcosm where we all can meet. There's history here, like the portraits of emperors, many in paint, some encast in bronzes. It's inspiring to look at the faces of my family, centuries of Chucks, Freds, and Frances. My collection of objects, magical pieces of nature and art. I keep them all in this cabinet of wonders so that they remain close to my heart. Look here, it's a picture made with the sea coconut, Lodoicus maldivica, and I've heard it said they grow on a tree at the foot of the sea. Drink up, and your health will be fed. When I'm alone with my fancies, I know I'm the richest man alive. All the world, it's animals and plantsies, have powers to hurt and revive. I've got hundreds of objects to cure and protect, like the sword with the handle of coral. It protects from the evil eye, cures disease so that you don't die. Its power is real, so don't quarrel. This goblet is made from rhinoceros horn, an excellent cure for poison. And if you're feeling low, have a sip and your heart will grow. This cabinet is more than to put toys in. I'm alone with my fancies. I know my empire stretches across the sea. All the world, it's animals and plantsies, are precious, priceless treasure treats to me. Paintings, ethnography, dinnerware, and decory. I'm against the tapestries, everything that I can see. Sculpture and jewelry, vestments from the papacy. I can wear it all on me, feeds my curiosity. This one here and that one there, I'm just flying through the air. My collection's wise and fair, peppered with a little flair. With my wonders all around, I don't need to wear the crown. Exploration's quite profound. Do you hear that joyful sound? I, Rudolph II of the Habsburg dynasty, hereby dedicate my life to the investigations of science, astronomy, alchemy, and art. I gather this collection for the benefit of the people of the empire, that's you, and to demonstrate my imperial magnificence and power! When I'm alone with my fancies, I don't feel as lonely as before. All the world goes on and on without me. I'll stay with my collection evermore.
It is a lovely collection. I've never seen so many unique objects and artifacts.
Yes, it is my duty as king to protect and categorize the wonders of the empire, as my father did before me. Now, in this room and in the rooms beyond, you will find an encyclopedic representation of the empire. What is your name, young lady?
Maria Teresa.
Maria Teresa. Why, I've heard of you!
You have?
Yes, I have. In my crystal ball.
Those things don't really work. Do they?
They do, my child. They do. It was here, and I received this piece as a gift from a visiting Romanian prince. And it was here. With the right atmosphere, and a believer's mind, you can see into the past, the present, and the future. It was here that I saw your name as being the mightiest ruler of Europe.
That's what my father wants.
Your father, the king?
Yes.
Yes, but you will be known as a lover of peace, as the great mother of our nation, as the only female ruler in Habsburg history.
What?
Yes, Maria Teresa, here you are. Take a look.
It's me. Where am I?
We're in the Hofburg Palace.
What year is it?
Well, today the year is 1730, but the Habsburgs have ruled all of Europe from 1273 to 1918.
1918?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my father would like that. He fought the whole world to change the rules so that I might become next in line for the crown.
Yes, your father, Charles VI, He kept this empire together for 29 years, and he did it by forming alliances, winning wars, and arranging marriages.
I have an arranged marriage. I mean, they're marrying me off to Franz Stephen. They arranged it when I was 6.
Oh, yes, your husband, Franz Stephen, will be Holy Roman Emperor, and he will cement your family's rule for over 100 years.
You know so much.
And after his death, you will reign as Empress, Archduchess, and Queen.
How many Habsburgs have there been?
The crystal ball grows dark. But, luckily enough, I have this family tree right here. There was Rudolf Albrecht, Frederick Albrecht, Rudolf Albrecht, Leopold Albrecht, William Leopold, Ernest Frederick, Albrecht, Frederick, Sigismund, and Maximilian. Look at that nose.
Wow, that's a lot of...
Then there's Philip, Ferdinand, Charles and Philip, Million Ferdinand, Charles and Philip, Rudolph, that's me. Matthias, my brother, who stole all my land. Ferdinand, Leopold, Philip, Ferdinand, Karl, Sigismund, Franz, Charles and Ferdinand, Leopold, Joseph, Charles, Franz, Stephen, Maria, Teresa, Joseph, Leopold, Franz and Ferdinand, Ferdinand and Franz, Karl, you see, Franz, Joseph, Karl, and Otto, that's the Habsburg, that's the Habsburg family tree.
That's a lot to remember.
You're right. Let me think of the real memorable ones. All these names so hard to remember. There's something fine about everyone. If you take the time to see all the kings in the family tree. Maximilian printed his image and handed them out to proclaim he was cool. He mixed fact with fiction to improve his depiction. No one could disparage his arranged marriage, which brought new lands under his rule. Charles V, Europe's powerful ruler, in war he made French and Turks all sweat. His realm was so vast it never could last. Conflict was dire, it broke up the empire on which the sun never set. All these names so hard to remember, there's something fine about everyone. If you take the time to see all the kings in the family tree. Leopold Wilhelm loved to collect art of all sizes and shapes. He kept his collection a private selection. Here in Vienna there was no dilemma. His paintings would never escape. Franz Ferdinand's assassination set off the First World War, which broke up the empire. The family entire was suddenly calm and our outlook was solemn. We lost all that we gained before.
So the sun does set on our empire. We're not meant to rule forever.
Well, nothing lasts forever, Maria. All these names so hard to remember, there's something fine about everyone. If you take the time to see all the kings in the family tree.
And queens.
And queens. You know, as our empire grew, so did our coat of arms.
You mean the picture on our flags and costumes?
Right you are, my lady. Originally, coat of arms were painted on shields of warring armies so that they could tell each other apart. These pictures developed into multifaceted works of art, which symbolized the power and holdings of the empire. That's how we started, with an eagle representing Austria. Then came the two-headed eagle, representing Austria and Hungary. That eagle got a necklace, representing the lands of Burgundy, acquired by Maximilian through his marriage, until The entire eagle was covered in symbols of lands and duchies and regions we acquire and control. You can also see he now wears the crown of the Holy Roman Empire. Wait, I've got an idea. Why don't we bring someone up on stage and create their own coat of arms? Volunteers?
Do we have
Anyone?
any volunteers?
Volunteer.
If you'd
We're
like to
being
volunteer,
picked out.
you can raise
You're
your
being
hand.
picked out.
I
Yes.
see you. Hey, little girl.
Yes. Give her a hand. Give a volunteer a hand.
Watch the stairs. There we go. And you can have a seat on that bench right there.
Fantastic. So, did I mention that I like art?
Yes.
I did. Okay, just making sure. I like to draw too. So, what is your name?
Kristen.
Kristen. Everybody, give it up for Kristen one more time.
Ah!
Okay, so, Kristen, what is your favorite color first off? Green. Green? Mine too. Isn't that nifty? Okay, so, Kristen, what is your favorite animal?
Snake.
Ooh, snake. It's a happy steak, but he's gonna have a big belly.
Oh.
Let's see, it's a female. She ate a lot. Okay. All right, so where are you from, Kristen?
I'm from Canada.
Canada! Oh, Canada! So I'm going to draw a maple leaf. Maple leaf. Pretty good. I'm not that good. This is pink, not red. Whoops. All right, so now, what would you like to be when you grow up?
I would like to be a teacher.
A teacher. Fascinating. Teachers are fantastic, by the way. You need to thank your teachers for bringing you here today. Yes. All right, I'm going to put an apple, a shiny apple there. That's a horrible apple. It looks like a cherry. Let's do this. And, ooh, yes. Thank you. Yes, I know. All right. Now, last question. This will finish your entire coat of arms for you. If you were crowned queen, what would be the first thing you would give to your royal subjects? Pie! Oh,
For everyone.
Fantastic! I'm gonna draw a blueberry pie of some sorts. Isn't it? I love blueberries. Okay, so there's your coat of arms, Kristen. Give it up for Queen Kristen. Thank you very much. Yes. Oh, goodness, look at that. That's a snake. He's got a tongue. Okay.
Thank you, Kristen.
Yes, it's fabulous. You know, speaking of pie, lunchtime! You know, your grandfather, Emperor Leopold I loved to eat. He also loved the opera. He even wrote some himself. But everyone in the palace knows that there must be entertainment during meal times, or else you end up talking to people. Wait! I've got an idea. I've got a few of his old sets and costumes here.
What are you talking about?
Yes, come. You must prepare for the royal court luncheon. Here, put that hat on and the shawl there. Okay, I'll put this on you. Fantastic. Okay. All right, and this is mine.
It's a little dusty.
It is a bit dusty.
Like this.
That looks good. Yes,
you.
very nice. Okay, I think we're all prepared now. Let the festivities begin! When you enter the court of the Habsburgs, remember your status and pomp, or no one will care who you are. You'll be laughed at, rejected, and stomped. You must eat, sleep, dress, and cavort, live and die in the eyes of the court.
Splendor in costume, courteous action, graceful in speech, with guarded emotion, stuffed into corsets and curtsies and rules. No individuality or spontaneity. My life is one big ceremony. I just want to be me.
If you'd rather please than offend, rather be well than ill spoke to, rather be loved than abhorred, you must have all attention about you. Some put the fingers in their nose, others twirl their hats. Every awkward, ill-bred body must be tamed by etiquette. When you enter the court of the Habsburgs, remember your dress and your pose, or no one will care who you are. You'll be laughed at, rejected, disposed. You must eat, sleep, dress, and cavort, live and die in the eyes of the court.
A queen is what I am meant to be, and all the world will bow to me. When you are near my majesty, make a deep bow on your knee. If you don't bow, it's understood that's against the common good. You are questioning my rule. Don't be a fool.
At luncheon we'll sit by the canopy, feasting on exotic delicacies. Most of the meal is only display.
Okay.
Decoration enhances the splendor of the empire. It's a big spender. For entertainment we'll set off the fireworks, accompanied by cannons and elephants, equestrian ballets, machines that soar away. When you enter the court of the Habsburgs, you must make an impression at once, or no one will care who you are. You'll be seen as an obstinate dunce. You must eat, sleep, dress, and cavort, live and die in the eyes of the court. Even in portraits, it's quite important. On all the details you must now embrace. Clothing, accessories, gloves and eyeglasses, all convey riches, powers, and taste. My good friend Archimboldo painted this image. It's elemental. All of my objects from my cabinet of wonders come alive. It's not accidental. Flint and steel form the nose and ear. Burning wood, the hair. Guns create the body with cannons everywhere. A two-headed eagle, symbol of the empire, sits proudly on the chest. This chaos is brought into harmony, saying Habsburgs are the best. When you enter the court of the Habsburgs, you must know your place and get it right. You should dress for success and your stars will be blessed. You'll go far if your power's in sight. You must eat, sleep, dress, and cavort, live and die in the eyes of the court.
In art, like in life, you have to perform. But I see in my heart there's a gathering storm. I don't need magic objects or your crystal ball to see I'll be queen of it all. It's all my responsibility.
Before opera, jousting was a popular event in the Middle Ages and throughout the Renaissance, as a display of wealth and power and as a grand entertainment. But serious, even mortal injury was an ever-present danger. Jousting may seem strange and brutal, but race car drivers today face the same risks. Emperor Maximilian added special effects for the enjoyment of the audience. A breastplate, when hit correctly by a lance, would catapult the shield into the air where it smashed into pieces. This also served to make the young men who participated look daring and fearless for potential employers and ladies. Armor was made to protect and impress. Some helmets were never worn in battle, like this one, designed with a fearsome dragon face. Horses were given armor and costumes that blinded them, which prevented them from bolting. This knight's helmet protected the rider's face from the lance. But it meant he had to bend over to see and then raise his head just before impact to avoid a lance in the eye. This type of helmet was known as the frogmouth helmet. Jousting contests were major social events. Lords and ladies of the court would join the royal family in dressing up to enjoy the spectacle. A web of dependent power relationships was thus made public to assure that the people of the empire knew who was in charge.
Jousting's not for me. I've always preferred art. Art is not just a means to present my magnificence. It represents and communicates the truest, finest things about being alive. Let me show you. Now, you have seen my scientific instruments and my objects, but painting is where my heart lies. This is a detail from Correggio's Jupiter and Io. Jupiter, greatest of the Roman gods, embraces his lover Io in the shape of a gray cloud. Have you ever been in love, Maria?
Yes, I think so.
Then you know that feeling of giving into your heart. See how Io rises embracing Jupiter? Can you see his face in the cloud? Paintings can just surge with emotion. They can change the air in a room. I could just spend hours staring at a painting. Take a look at this one. The Three Philosophers by Giorgione. Oh, this painting is a puzzle. What do these three figures represent? They are each distinct in their gestures, their colors, and the style of their costumes. See, the first is very young, the next middle-aged, the last is very old. But who are they? Does anyone care to guess? Anybody?
Does anybody have a guess about who these men are? Philosophers.
That's nice.
Perhaps they also represent the three major religions. Christianity, Islam, and Judaism.
That's a good guess, but the artist never said. It will forever be a mystery. A triple portrait. These are very rare. But this man is a jeweler. He's a craftsman, a worker. Now, you could see that he holds out the box, presenting the rings he has made to us. He's presenting his work, his time, his effort, his art to all of time.
Who is that?
Oh, that's Madeline Gonzalez, the hairy girl.
Is she a werewolf?
Maria, there's no such things as werewolves. But she's certainly different in looks, but on the inside, she's the same as you and I. The dog-faced girl, as she was called, lived in an Italian court. She came from a family of quite hairy people. The memory of her is quite short. Born in the Canary Islands, invaded and conquered the natives, enslaved, made to speak Latin and quit common customs, dress properly and stay behaved. Those who resisted were hunted down, deported to Europe in chains. The hairy family was given royals as gifts for collections obtained. We must remember the ill-treated, the oppressed and forgotten. The way we treat those different is insulting, embarrassing, and rotten. When she stood next to her master, he looked royal as she had never been. The court in that time thought women were animals, not quite as perfect as men. She wrote no letters that were saved and was married to the keeper of the dogs.
That's terrible.
For forced into exile, abused and degraded. All that remains is this painting in Prague.
The people say power for women is unnatural, bad for the country if we had a queen. A woman in power is no more than a monster to ridicule and to demean.
We must remember the ill-treated, the oppressed and forgotten. The way we treat those different is insulting, embarrassing, and rotten. Many people call things monstrous. They are just ignorant of nature's way.
Madeline was just a little girl. Her memory has faded away. When I am queen, I will carry the nation, a patron of art and the people it serves. Teachers and thinkers will thrive at my court. The army will gain back its nerve. I've got to stand for something, now I know it. Schooling for children regardless of class. Let's embrace peace and the gifts of true brotherhood. While I am queen, it will last. We will have opera, ballet, and painting, music and literature, my legacy. Austria is safe in the hands of the Habsburgs. In my hands you'll see. You must remember self-determination. Those who hold power can change people's minds. The way we are able to love one another can be compassionate and kind.
You will have opera, ballet, and painting, music and literature, your legacy. Austria is safe in the hands of the Habsburgs.
In my hands, you'll see. Oh my goodness, it's time for Mass already. I've been in here all day.
Oh, don't go. Sorry. It's been so long since I talked to anyone quite so charming.
I'd love to, but I'm expected. Why don't you come with me?
And leave my collection? I couldn't. It's a part of me. I'm better off alone.
But you're not alone. You have friends like me. And all the family from 1273 till
1918.
1918. Isn't it amazing? How on earth did this happen to our family?
Here, I want you to have this, to remember me by.
For me, you're willing to part with a piece of your collection.
This will be the coat of Crown Prince Otto, who hasn't even been born yet. Another child enters the royal house of power and influence. And he doesn't have a choice, just like the coachman. See, we are all dependent on one another.
Is that his mother?
The Empress, Zita.
Are you sure?
You will need all the comfort you can get. Mighty battles lie in your future, and great victories, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. I'll be back again to visit soon.
When I'm alone with my fancies, I don't feel as lonely as before. goes on and on without me. I'll stay with my collection evermore. Get up here. Woo.